All right, everyone. So today's session, all right, everyone. So today's session is about um, some of the grammatical topics, some topics related to grammar that we are going to do today. And as I was telling you, the some of the topics that we have already done, and because as TOS, I have not received TOS, and we have to focus on curriculum. So I thought that these topics I should teach you so that in case if you get any of these in examination, you will be able to do it. Okay. So this is the point where I have started recording because I wanted other students, those who are not in the session, in this online session, they should know that basically when we talk about grammar and the grammar MCQs, we definitely grammar is about the formula and we follow a structure and hundreds and thousands of sentences can be created. Okay, so we cannot expect to provide you a list of MCQs that are about 20 or about 100 and we can tell you that, okay, you only have to prepare from these and your paper might come or in the examination, these can come. So it's all about, when we talk about grammar, it's all about understanding. It's all about understanding the use. It's all about understanding the situation. It's all about understanding the right form of the verb, the right structure, the right word order. Okay. So when I taught you gerund and infinitive, please go back to that PowerPoint presentation which has been emailed to you. And please make sure that with the slide there are some good examples given, that you will use gerund with these specific verbs or you will use infinitive with these specific verbs. All right, so you have to invest some time in it. You have to memorize it, that if there is a word like mind, okay, if there is a word mind, so after mind we need to use ing form. It means we need to use gerund. For example, would you mind to bring or bringing? Okay, so this is the option to confuse you, whether to use infinitive to bring or bringing. So the right answer is bringing, because after mind we use gerund. Would you mind opening the window? Would you mind bringing a glass of water for me? Would you mind sitting, something like that? Okay. And similarly, when we are using a word like can't help, all right, like for example in Urdu हम अक्सर कहते हैं कि मैं ये किए बगैर नहीं रह सकती, all right, so you can say that I can't help laughing at his jokes, all right. So after can't help, because it is a structure, it is, we are not dealing it like a model verb here, all right, we are considering it is a spoken structure, that I can't help telling the truth about the situation. I can't help laughing at his joke or whatever. Okay, so after that we also need a gerund form of the verb. Okay, so these are some of the considerations that can only you can only be expert and you can only have a very fair idea when you invest some time, you sit, you go through all the PowerPoint presentations, you take some online tests. They are already available on internet. I mean, internet can help you a lot in the preparation, in the way that there are so many websites and ELT platforms and ESL websites that can provide you an opportunity to take the online test, and in that online test you can assess yourself that how better your understanding is. Okay, now that's it. Today we are going to start with I'm going to share my screen, and the first topic we have is, all right, so is active and passive voice. So before we begin, I would like you to write in the chat box or just unmute yourself and tell me, what do you understand by active and passive voice? I have, you already have studied it, I know, but I want to stir your mind. Just go back to your school days when you were taught this topic, and just let me know if you can share what is active voice and what is passive voice. Any ideas? Yes. Yes. Who would like to speak? Let me admit some of the students. Yeah. Who would want to speak, please? Yes. Nobody knows
Yes, we
what
know
active
that.
voice is and what. Okay, and please, when I ask you anything, don't hesitate. In answering, because I'm not expecting like you will be giving me a very accurate answers and something like that. I am giving you an opportunity to share what the knowledge you already possess. Okay, so don't worry about if something is not right. Yes, yes, Shabazz, you were saying something. You were saying something, Shabazz.
Miss, active voice is a simple sentence, and the passive voice is made by us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we change the position of subject and object and make a passive voice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. That is good. You're right that we change. One thing is correct that we change the position of the subject and the object. Okay, can you tell me the uses that what are some of the what are some of the uses that we for which we use active voice? What are the places we use active voice and
Miss,
the passive voice? Mm-hmm.
when we don't have to disclose the subject, the person who is doing the thing in the sentence, so we use
Mm-hmm.
passive voice. Like the work is done. I am saying the work is
Mm-hmm.
done, and I'm not saying by whom.
Okay.
If I say that work is done, so it is a
Mm,
passive voice. It's my option
okay.
to place a subject or not.
Very nice. Okay. Very nice, Shabazz. Thank you so much. You already have good understanding about it. I'm so glad because
Thank you.
all these things you have all have been learning somewhere at your schooling time period. Okay, but yes, things fade actually, right? So we need to refresh the learning. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we first of all we will talk about the use, because remember one thing, that whenever you are learning your English subject is always considered like you study for the examination. You want to do something and then you think that okay, let's learn it and do it in the examination and then it is over. No, English is a subject, basically it is a language that is going to remain with you throughout your life. If you develop certain understanding, if you learn, if you have good ideas, if you have good knowledge about it, you will use it in your future learning as well. It will help you in your future academic goals as well, because English is a language, it is a skill, it is a compulsory subject. So you not only have to learn from your examination point of view, but as well as develop some sort of proficiency and understanding that can help you in both, in spoken and written both. All right, so let's talk about the use, that when we are learning a particular structure or a particular grammar topic or the language structure, what is the use of it, when and where we are going to use it. All right, in our conversation, because ultimate the purpose is to achieve the communicative competence. The main objective of teaching you this subject English is to make you proficient, and for your target should be to achieve the communicative competence. All right, now, use of voice. The use of active voice is preferred for most type of business writing because it is shorter, more personal, and more forceful. All right, like normally when we are writing the business letters and when we are writing the reports, we prefer writing in active voice. Acha, active voice sentences are easy to identify. You have learned 12 tenses in your in your previous classes. All right, like simple present tense, Sarah eats an apple, or I go to school every day. Okay, so these are the sentences where a sentence is beginning with subject, that the person who is performing an action, the doer, the subject is there. All right, so these are the example of active voice. I mean, all the tenses and the modal verbs, I can do this, I can solve this sum. This is an example of active voice. Okay, so active voice begin with the subject and then followed by a verb and the object. Um, for example, there are examples given. I hated the solution. All right, or I hated the solution. Maybe whatever there was a the solution that was proposed, I did not like it. I hated it. You made a mistake. So you made a mistake. What we are doing, we are saying to a person, like the sentence is beginning with the subject. You made a mistake. They they went to university yesterday. Okay, now let's go. Okay. Now, what is passive voice? The use of passive voice, basically. So, all the sentences that and the tenses that you have done, and all the sentences that are beginning with subject followed by a verb and object, they are in active voice. Okay. In active voice, we are actually preferring and giving the preference to the subject, that who does something. That subject is important, the doer is important, right? Who does it, who teaches, the teacher teaches, all right? Who is fighting, Shabazz is fighting, all right? Who is crying, Sidra is crying, all right? Who is upset, Islam is upset, something like that. They are active voice, all right? Now, in the passive voice, we show that the results are more important than the person doing the work, all right? Sometimes what happens, there may be different, scenario or the situations where subject can be unknown. We don't know the subject, all right? Example, yesterday I went to the mall, I went for shopping, and sadly, my purse was stolen. All right. So I don't know who stole my purse, because for me, the result, the consequences, the thing is more important. And as the subject is unknown, I don't know who stole my purse. All right. So yesterday I went shopping, and sadly, unfortunately, my purse was stolen. All right. Who stole it? I don't know about it. Subject is unknown. Sometimes the result is more important than the person who is doing the action. Okay, this factory was, or the factory was painted during the war. Alright, so you see that when you are visiting a museum, okay, and the guide is with you, or you are visiting any historical places, and the guide is there to brief you about the history and the background of that particular thing. So they might use the passive voice by saying that, this wall was painted, and this monument, or this structure was founded, or whatever, all right? So maybe the subject is unknown who did it, but whatever you see is more important at this point of time. Finally, the target was achieved. Okay. Achha, we often use passive voice when we do not know or not interested to know who or what does something. Like, as I gave you an example about the stealing of my purse. So unknown for the missing subject, like millions of theories have been discovered about the origin of earth. Okay, millions of theories have been discovered. So normally when we are writing the theories and the the scientific phenomena, so we don't know who discovered it. Okay, we don't know who discovered it, but it is a general, it is a sentence that millions of theories have been discovered about the origin of earth. We only want to say the theory, not who presented that. Okay. Now let's talk about how to change active voice into passive voice. Okay. You say, Shabazz in the beginning briefed us that we change the position of the subject and the object. Okay. So normally what happens, that the sentence structure of an active voice is that the active sentence always begins with the subject. Like, how to change an active voice into passive voice. This, on this slide, this is basically the example of active sentence. Okay, that active sentence has a subject and then helping verb. AV means action verb, HV means helping verb, and O is referring to object. Okay, so look at this. They are drinking orange juice. They are drinking orange juice. Okay, So when we say they are drinking orange juice, you can clearly see the arrows which are identifying that what is the subject is they, and what is the object is orange juice. Okay, are is helping verb, drinking is action verb or main verb. So on this slide you can see a structure of active sentence. Helping verb may change if it is future, so it may be she will drink orange juice. Okay, if it is perfect, so she has drunk orange juice. It will keep on changing. I mean, the tense changes will occur. Definitely, it's up to you that what tense, you know, in what tense basically you are speaking or is suitable according to the situation. Now, normally what happens, we do change active and passive voice tense by tense, but I am going to show you the, a sort of a table that has all the changes mentioned, because when we change active voice into passive voice, rules remain the same. All right, there is only one thing that is changing all the time. So instead of getting intricated and getting perplexed about about everything, we will only talk about the variables, the changes which occur in helping verbs, right? Okay, this is a very important slide. All of you, I want you to please focus on. Okay, now look at this. In passive voice, we bring the object in place of the subject. It means a passive voice begins with an object, okay? Then we write helping verb according to the tense. Okay, what helping verbs should be written after the object? In the next slide, I will show you the chart, so it will help you. Right now, focus on this particular structure, that the object and subject positions will be reversed. Okay, so the object will come in the beginning. In the previous sentence, she is drinking, they are drinking orange juice. So now in this sentence, you see that the position has been changed. We are writing orange juice in the beginning. The sentence is beginning with orange juice. Okay, then helping verb. Okay, so orange juice is singular. So that is why what we are writing is, okay, orange juice is. Then we have to make certain changes like being. From where this being has come, you will see in the next slide. One thing more is to notice that in all passive voice, every tense, whether you are making the passive voice of simple present tense, past tense, future tense, continuous and perfect, in passive voice, we use past participle form of the word, which it means the third form of the word, okay? After that, we write by. What is this by? This by is called an agent. What is it called? It is called an agent, all right? So after third form of the verb, we write by, and after that we write objective pronoun. Why have I written objective pronoun and not a subject? Means that in active voice, if the subjective pronoun is they, so in passive voice, they will be changed into objective pronoun, which is them. All right, I changes into me, we changes into us, he changes into him, she changes into her, and they changes into them. And you remains you, subjective and objective. Okay, now look at this. On this slide, this arrow from is being is going to this, which is saying variable. It means that this is being the helping verb that is in the main tense, and that is one is to be added from the passive voice perspective. They are the variables. They will change tense by tense, but the rest of the things will not change. The formula will remain the same. Like object will always be, the first in the sentence. Helping verb from the main tense will be there according to the tense requirement. Always verb third form will be used. By will be used. And the subject will be converted into the objective pronoun. So these things will remain the same in all tenses, modal verbs, questions, whatever and whichever passive voice you are making. All right. Next. This is the list of the helping verbs. Okay. Now, if you are changing simple present tense like present indefinite into passive voice, so normally we don't have is, am, are in simple present tense. You must have noticed that. Okay. Can you give me one sentence in simple present tense or present indefinite tense? Who would like to tell me a sentence? Any random sentence. कोई भी sentence. Yeah. Tell me any sentence in simple present tense.
Amir prepares food.
Amir prepares food. Excellent. Thank you, Shabazz. Amir prepares food. All right. So Amir prepares food is active voice, simple present tense. It doesn't have any helping verb, is, am, are in it. But when you change the simple present tense into passive voice, then we add is, am, are, and after that the first form of the verb will be changed into the third form. So we can say that food is prepared by Amir. So if noun is given, noun you will write as it is. Okay. But if subjective pronoun is written, so the subjective pronoun will be changed into objective pronoun. Okay, good. Can you give me one sentence with past indefinite tense? I would want you to write in the chat box, or the other students, Islam is here, Sidra is here. If you could please contribute. Yeah, and write in the chat box. Can you give me one example of past simple tense? Simple past tense? Any example? Using the second form of the verb, I'm giving you hint. Yeah.
He was crying.
He was crying. Okay. He was crying is past continuous. All right. Shabazz is saying Noman cooked.
He came.
He
came.
He came. He came is a good example. All right. Okay. And Noman cooked pizza. All right. Noman cooked pizza. This is a good sentence. So in past tense, we use second form of the verb. So in simple past tense, we don't have any helping verbs in active voice. So when we change them into passive voice, we add was and were. Okay, so Noman cooked pizza. We can say the pizza was cooked by Noman. All right. So you see, in simple sentence, simple past tense, or in a sentence which is in past has no helping verb in active sentence, but when we are changing this into passive voice, we add was and were. Future indefinite. All right, future indefinite, like, we already have will and shall in simple future tense. For example, I will inform you. I will inform you. When you change this into passive voice, what will happen? You is their object that will come in the beginning. You will, and then we add this be in passive voice. And after be, we need third form of the word. Okay, so we have more examples coming in each sentence, related to each tense. Wait a minute. All right, I will play cricket. Sadiqur Rahman, excellent. Okay, so when you change this into passive voice, we can say that cricket will, now cricket will, after will, you cannot write third form directly. So that is why we have to add be with it, okay? Now, what is the next? Present continuous. Present continuous is already has is MR. Now look at this strategy, that the sentence that already has is MR in active voice, okay, we have to add another helping verb, passive helping verb, right? So like is MR is the first present continuous tense followed by fourth form of the verb. Can you give me one example of present continuous tense? Like I am teaching you. You are learning active and passive voice. This is an example. So if I want to say I am teaching you active and passive voice, okay? Now, when we want to change this into passive voice, okay, what we will do? You are being, because is MR is already there in the active sentence of present continuous, so we have to add BEING, being. All right, you are being taught, third form, teaching key, which form of the word? Third form. You are being taught active and passive voice by me. Okay, past continuous tense, we already have was and were, we will add being. All right, now future continuous tense, we don't change them into passive voice. Then we have present perfect. Okay, present perfect already, you know, keeps have and has, all right, as helping verb. So when you are changing present perfect tense into passive voice, we have to add been, B-double-E and been, all right. And in past perfect, we have to add, yes, right, Sadiq, you are right. Okay, in past perfect, we also add been, and in future perfect, we add been, like will have is already in the active sentence, all right? We have to add been in present, past, and future perfect passive voice. And then how to change the modal verbs. All the modal verbs that are in active voice sentence, they will be changed into passive voice by adding be, and rest of the formula will remain the same. Let's see. Okay, now this is example one. She learns the test. Okay, she learns the test. Okay, the test is object, right? The test is object that we have brought at the beginning. And because we are changing this into passive voice, the test is singular. So that is why we will require is, am, or are. Because the subject as the object is singular, so that is why we will write is. All right, the test is. The third form of the main word, which is learn, is learned. Then agent by, and she will be changed into her. Okay, because you cannot write the test is learned by she. You cannot write the subjective pronoun in the end. All right. So that is why we have converted it into objective pronoun. Then these are the examples. Okay. Second example, I would like you to read this, please. Who would like to read it? Okay, read the second example. Yes, Shabazz, please read.
The farmer grew vegetables. Vegetables were grown by farmers.
Farmer, all right, nice. Now the farmer grew vegetables. Now, how do you know that when you are changing this into passive voice, you should, like, you know, you should be writing and adding is, am, are, or was, or were. So if you see the first form of the verb, write is, am, are, and if you see the second form of the verb, the past form of the verb, then write was and were. Third form, by farmer, bringing vegetables in the beginning of the sentence because it is an object. It is the same. You know, the formula is same. What we are changing, we are just adding the helping verb in it. Okay, that is. The farmer grew vegetables. Vegetables were grown by the farmer. Okay. Next, this is the example of future tense. He will deliver a presentation on leadership qualities. Okay, so he will deliver a presentation on leadership qualities. So a presentation on leadership qualities, this is the whole, you know, object, all right, because object cannot only be one word. You can't say that object is always one word. Object can be followed by additional information. He will deliver a presentation. A sentence could finish here as well, right? We could finish the sentence here. He will deliver a presentation. But we are also adding more information that he will deliver a presentation on leadership qualities. So you don't have to worry about that the object is you know, long and it has more information in it. You don't have to worry. You have to follow the same rule. See the main word, see the helping word. identify the tense. He will deliver O presentation. So O presentation, all leadership qualities, the whole object should come in the beginning of a sentence. Will, you will write. Will not go anywhere. It will remain there. All right. Then because we are changing this into passive voice, so that is why we have to add be. The qualities will be delivered, ed form. All right. Third form, delivered by. He will be converted into him, objective pronoun. She is washing clothes. Now, in this sentence, is MR in the present continuous tense, is MR is already there. So when we are changing this into passive voice, we add being, B-E-I-N-G, being, all right? All right, so we add being, all right? So she is washing clothes. Clothes are being washed by her, all right? Okay, you must be thinking that in the active voice, why it is and in the passive voice we are using are. Remember, subject can be singular, object can be plural. Object can be singular and the subject can be plural. That you don't have to get trapped in the thing that what is the helping verb in the active sentence. The helping verb in the active sentence is according to the subject. Like she is singular, so that is why we have written as. Clothes, you cannot write as or like is with clothes because clothes is plural noun. So with plural noun, you will definitely write the appropriate helping verb. Okay, so clothes are and being, you will add as a passive helping verb, all right? And then verb third form, washing is the fourth form of the verb, wash is the first form, you will add ed with it, so it will become third form. By agent and she will be changed into her. Now, they were watching the television. This is past continuous. So the television was, all right? Why was? Because the television is singular noun, all right? Was and being, again, we will add this being because already is was and were is present in the tense. So we have to add being in past continuous tense and then watched by us. So we is subjective pronoun and we have changed it into objective pronoun and now this is, okay? Now let's go ahead. Double object in passive. This is additional information. Sometimes we have two objects in the passive voice. Like in the sentence, the doctor has given some tranquilizers to the patient. So first of all, can you identify the tense? Which tense is this? Ye tense kaun sa hai, by the way? Is this present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect? This is present perfect. You're right. This is present perfect. All right. How do you know that this is present perfect? Because in present perfect, we use has and have and third form of the word. So you can see has, it's clearly written here. Has, all right. The doctor has given some tranquilizers to the patient. Tranquilizers is one object. What has the doctor given? Some tranquilizers. To whom? The patient. So there are two objects. Okay. Usually the people, are called the direct object and the things are called indirect objects. Okay. Now, you have two ways to make the passive voice. You can use any of these objects and bring it in the beginning of the sentence. Let's work with this some tranquilizers. We are bringing it in the beginning, some tranquilizers, okay? Because some tranquilizers is plural, so you already know that we can't use has with it. So that is why we are using have. Some tranquilizers have. Now, see that chart. Go back to the slide where I showed you the chart that has, in active voice, we have has and have, and the third form after that. But when you are changing this into passive voice, you are bringing the object in the beginning of the sentence. You will have to add have or has according to the object. If the object is singular, write has. If the object is plural, write have, and then been, which is the passive helping verb. It will tell you that this is a passive sentence. Okay. Then verb third form as it is, we will write because third form is required. So in perfect tenses, we have third form. So we don't have to now change it. We will write as it is. And then write the other object as it is. Okay. Some tranquilizers have been given to the patient. Copy that the other object as it is. Then use agent, by, or the doctor, I mean, the subject will go in the end. Another way to change this into passive voice is you have to bring this object, the patient, here in the first place, the patient. Now, see, this is very important. The patient is singular. We are talking about one person. So we cannot write have here. We need has. The patient has been given, and then write this object as it is. Okay, just give me a second.
And here.
Resume recording. All right, okay. So we were talking about that how, if you want to make a passive voice with another, you can use any of these objects to make the passive voice. So one we have done, if you are bringing this the patient in the beginning, then followed by has, which is a helping word that shows the perfect tense, then been as per the formula, third form, and then write the other object as it is, some tranquilizers by the doctor. Okay. Okay, the teacher had taught us accounting. All right, this is past perfect tense. Okay, because in present perfect tense we use is, am, are, and in past perfect tense we use had and the verb third form. So there are also two objects. One is us. Okay, and then one is accounting. Why is it not? Okay, and then one is accounting. Okay, there are two objects, one us, one is accounting. So we have, you can see on the screen, there are two sentences and two examples. We had, right? So what will happen if you want to bring this object ahead, or in the beginning, you want to begin a sentence with, this personal object, indirect object, this direct object, all right, then don't write, we cannot begin a sentence with us and me. You have to convert this into subjective pronoun. So us ka subjective pronoun kya hai? We. Okay, this is we. All right, had will remain the same. Definitely, this is the helping verb, and this is the identification of the future, past perfect tense. All right. Then been, of course, we have to add been in present, past, and future perfect में. तीनों के जब आप passive बनाएंगे, so you must add been to give it a passive voice look. Basically, this been is very important because this is telling you that this is the passive voice, and after that, third form of the verb, that is the same because in active voice is also third form of the verb. And then write the other object as it is, accounting by the teacher. Okay. Yes, Shabazz, if you have any questions, please.
Yes, I have a question about the next sentence, and in next sentence it is written taught to.
I'm coming to it. No, I haven't explained it yet. I'm coming to it. Okay. Now, the other, if you are bringing accounting, if you are bringing accounting in the sentence first, all right, you want to make like passive voice with this object, accounting. So accounting had been the same thought. Now, if you have any personal, objective pronouns, so you have to add a preposition that is to. I mean, when you are bringing this indirect, object in the beginning, that is we, so you don't have to add anything in it, like we had been taught accounting, we have been taught English by the teacher. But if you are bringing accounting, any subjects or things in the beginning, then to connect it to the objective pronoun, you have to add to with it. Okay, like for example, she, uh, wait a minute, we have another example in the next slide. Okay, so to connect this to this objective pronoun, we have to add to. So this is the little difference, okay? You have two objects, and if you are bringing one object that is not, objective pronoun, so okay, this is like not the objective pronoun. So the objective pronoun in the sentence will be written as it is, followed by to. Okay, to connect it. Accounting had been taught us is not suitable at all. Accounting had been taught to us. Okay, information has been passed to us. All right, now yes, Shabazz, please.
मैंने पढ़ा था कि जो टीच है ना, टीच डॉट ये वगैरह अपने साथ टू नहीं लेते, तो ये कैसे लगा हुआ है, ये इसलिए समझ में नहीं आ रहा।
नहीं, क्यों नहीं लग सकता?
टीच जो है ना उसके साथ टू नहीं लगता, जैसे कि जो है वो डायरेक्ट अगर वो बोले तो आई वाज टॉट, जैसे कि आई टीच,
I was like I was taught, okay, I was taught English, okay, I was taught English. Now this is the first kind of example. Look at this, we had been taught accounting, we haven't used any to with it, right? We had been taught accounting, I have been taught English, this is perfectly fine. But look at the second sentence. In the second sentence, the sentence is not beginning with any personal pronoun. You getting it? All right. So, I mean, it is like we have to connect it. Accounting had been taught to us, not us. Accounting had been taught to us, but in the first sentence, we had been taught accounting. That is exactly going with what you are telling, the first one. Okay. So it's like, and plus, it's up to you that which one do you prefer. It's not like I'm just giving you an idea. There are two ways to change in a sentence, if there are two objects. So there are two ways to change them. All right. Which one you choose to speak, you choose to write, that's your choice, because it is a language. A language is as per your choice. You need to know just the rules. So this is the second example in which we have used the other object, and which is we are connecting this personal pronoun, objective pronoun, with this to, is like that. But if you don't want to use it, you want to use the first example, that is perfectly fine. He will have read newspaper by the evening. Okay, so see, this is future perfect tense. He will have completed his project by the evening, by the next month. Okay, whatever could be the sentence. Now, when you are changing this into passive voice, will have is already present in the active voice. Okay, so again, you are only adding been. And the third form of read remains the same. We write the same way, but we pronounce it differently. That is read. I hope you know this very well. Now, passive voice with models. Okay, you can solve this sum. This is model word. And I already have taught you can, could, may, might, must. Okay, these all modal verbs have already, have been already taught to you. All right, so you can solve this sum. This is subject, modal, verb, first form of the verb, and the object. Now, as per the passive voice formula, we have to bring the object first. So here is the object. Okay, the sum. Can will remain the same. To make it passive voice, we have to add be with it. Okay, this sum can be, and this solve, which is the first form of the verb, it will be changed into the third form. Okay, this sum can be solved, agent, which is the most important thing that we write in the passive voice. All right, and this will go in the end by you. Clear? We have more examples. Okay, now you should put new ideas in this project. So you should, there's a subject, should is a modal word, put is the main word. New ideas in this project is object. Okay, now subject, modal word, verb first form, and the object. So how to change this into passive voice? New ideas or new ideas in this project. It can you can write and you can change the position of the additional information that is given in the sentence as per your choice. As I said, it is language. You have to express yourself, and that you decide that how to construct a sentence, but that has to be grammatically correct, So you see that in this construction, when we are changing active voice into passive voice, new ideas should, of course, you will write. When you are changing active voice into passive voice with the modal verbs will be written in passive voice at every cost. Okay, then be, this be has to be added. Okay, put, the third form of the verb of put is the same, because put is a neutral word. Its first form, second form, and third form remain the same. All right, in this project by you, it can be new ideas in this project should be put by you. It can be written that way as well. Now, the passive voice with imperatives. Okay. The passive voice with imperative. What are imperative sentences? Can anybody tell me, please? What are the imperative sentences?
Order sentences में order किया गया.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you can tell me about? What is the structure? What is the word, structure of the imperative sentences? Any ideas? Okay. So as you can see on the slide, there are examples. A sentence starting with verb is called imperative sentence. Like, speak the truth. Write application right now. Okay, so imperative sentences do not begin with subject, they begin with verbs. Which form of the verb? First form of the verb. Okay, how to change them into passive voice? Look at this. All right, we begin the sentence with let, all right, then object, then be, and then verb third form. Look at this example. Bring a glass of water. Okay. Bring, sentence is beginning with the first form. Okay. A glass of water is object. This is object. This is verb. Okay. Bring a glass of water. Now you have to add two things. When you are beginning, when you are changing the imperative sentence into passive voice, you have to add two things in it. One, in the beginning, the sentence should begin with let. Okay. Then write this object, glass of water, let the glass of water. Then add be. Okay. And then verb third form brought. Okay, so let the glass of water be brought. be brought. All right. So you see that imperative sentence has a verb and an object. When you are changing this into passive voice, you are adding two things, let and be. Let in the beginning and be between the verb, the object and the verb, because the verb will be written in the end. The position will be changed now. Okay. After let, you are going to bring the verb. After that, after let, you're going to bring the object. Okay. And then write be, and then write the third form of the verb. The first form will be changed into the third form. Example 2, polish my shoes. Polish my shoes is an object. Let my shoes be polished. Okay, there are more examples. If it is with negative, don't drive the car very fast. Rules will remain the same. Let, this is the object, let the car. Achha. What do we do in the positive imperative sentence? We write be, all right? We write be. In the negative sentence, before be, you should write not, and then it will become negative, passive. Don't drive the car very fast. Let the car not be driven very fast. Don't throw the papers. Let the papers not be thrown. So don't forget to change the first form of the verb into the third form. Okay, now questions. Inquiring about subject. Okay, we use who, W-H-O, who. We use who about when we want to inquire about the subject. For example, who is cooking food, who is crying, who is making noise. Okay, so the passive voice with who has a little bit of a different way to change this into passive voice. A sentence or a question that is beginning with who. Okay, so how to do this? Let's see. This who, like who is cooking food, this who will be changed into by whom. Okay, now is cooking, so you will write the helping word after by whom as it is. Okay, then this is the object. Now who is cooking food is present continuous. So when we change the present continuous active voice into passive voice, we add being. Remember I told you being, we add being. So first of all, after the helping verb, we will bring food. This is the object. By whom is food. Then cook, we will add the passive helping verb, that is being. Why we are adding being here? Because the question is in present continuous tense, and then the verb first form, this fourth form will be changed into third form cooked. Third form rule will not change. Okay, it will remain the same. So by whom is food being cooked? Who killed the tiger? Who will be changed into by whom? By whom? Then this is second form. All right, this is this question of simple past tense. So in simple past tense, we add was or were. Okay, so because the tiger is singular, that is why before writing the object, we will write the helping verb by whom was, and the tiger, the object, will come after the helping verb, and this killed, which is used here as a second form, it will come in the end used as a third form. So question mark yahan nahi hai, question mark. By whom was the tiger killed? Okay, now look at this, another example. Who has made the rules of the school? This is present perfect. Okay, who will be changed into by whom? Achha, now look at the object. The object is plural. So if the object is plural, we cannot write here has. We will write here have, because in passive voice, we see the object and we decide the helping verb according to the object. If the object is singular, use the singular helping verb. If the object is plural, use the object, the plural helping verb, right? Have the rules of the school as it is, then been. Remember in the previous sentence, who is cooking the food. So because this tense was present continuous and present continuous, we add being with it. So now in this tense, we have added in perfect tense, we add been. So the same rule will be followed. Okay, by whom have the rules of the school been and made third form will remain the same. All right. Okay. Now, let's do an exercise. I would like you to just let me stop sharing the screen. With the help of exercise, you will be able to now let me share the screen. Stop share. Okay, is my screen visible to you? Is my screen visible? Is my screen visible to you, everyone?
Yeah.
All right, okay. Now, let's do the quiz, okay? Please mute your mics, everyone. Shabazz, mute your mic, please. All right, you can unmute when you would like to speak anything, okay? All right, so let's begin. All right, now I want other students to participate, please, and also write in the chat box if you have any, or you not any, you must know the answers. All right, so look at this. Okay, Mr. Made dash at the telephone company. Option A is employed, option B employed, option C is being employed or has employed. What do you think? Which one is appropriate? A, B, C or D? Write in the chat box or you can answer yes. I'm waiting for your responses. Otherwise, I will not do the quiz. Option A is employed. Rizwan, thank you so much. Okay, Shabazz, thank you so much. Let's check. Yes, Mr. Mate is employed at the telephone company. Good. Go to the next. Now, what is this 3.4? What is this? Okay, this is some number, 3,100 something. Babies, they born in this hospital every year. All right, so is born, are born, would born or were born? Rizwan is saying are, okay. Shujat is saying B, are. All right, Pradeep are. All right, let's check. Good. Are born, excellent. Okay, now next. Tom is writing the letter. All right. Okay, this is already done. So, okay, everyone understands English. What do you think? Is understood, what is the right option, by the way? Is understood, has been understood, was understood, or is being understood?
Has been understood.
Okay. Has been understood. Anybody else would like to answer and differ from this answer and says that no, any other option could be correct? Okay, option D is being understood. Shujat is saying D. D. Okay, why do you say
Ma'am,
so?
A is correct. English is understood by everyone.
Okay, what is your name? What is your name?
Ma'am, Fatima.
Fatima. Fatima, all right.
Fatima, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much for your response. You know, why did you say that D is correct or has been correct, whatever your other answers? All right, look at this. Everyone understands English. So this understands, simple present tense. And then if we bring this object English in the first place, all right, this object, if we bring it in the beginning of the sentence, English is understood. Third form, English is understood. Okay, the fire has destroyed the house. What do you think? Which option is correct? The fire has destroyed the house. Yes. Has been destroyed. The house has been destroyed, was being destroyed, is destroyed, or had been destroyed. Okay, many of you are writing option A. Islam is saying A, Pradeep A, Shoaib Ali is saying D. All right, had been destroyed. D is had been destroyed. All right, Shoaib, please keep one thing in your mind. If the active voice is in present perfect, so the passive voice should always be in the same tense. You can't change the tenses, all right? That the active voice is in the present perfect and the passive voice is in the past perfect, not possible. So, all of you who said has, you are correct. Well done. Next, the professor told him not to talk in class. Which option is correct? Yes, which option is correct? You can unmute. A. All right. The professor told him not to talk in the class. The professor told him.
He was told.
He was told. All right. Shabazz is saying he was told. And some of you are saying has been. Okay, no. All right, he was told. Exactly. You know what you need to do? Beta, see this told. ये present perfect नहीं है. Has been नहीं आ सकता. ठीक है? This is like the subject is professor, and right after that we are using the second form of the word. This is past tense. So in past tense we use was and were. Okay. Let me take the screenshots as well. They will hold the meeting in this office, in his office tomorrow. The meeting will be held. It is already done. Okay, somebody should do the work. Yes, models. What do you think? Which one is the correct option?
Should be done.
Should be done. Okay, excellent. Should be done. Very nice. Okay, many plays are
Being. Many players are being.
exactly. Many plays are being written now. All right. So this now is talking, you know, it's giving us a hint about that we are talking about present continuous tense. You know, what are you doing now? So this now is the indication about the present continuous tense. Good job. Yes. Last week, I Desh taken to the zoo last week. I am being taken, I was taken, I did taken, or I have been taken. Yes. 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 I want to hear from you.
Ma'am, was?
Fatima, you're very intelligent. You're very, very intelligent. Was. All right.
Ma'am, I am not a Fatma.
You are Bhavna. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Bhavna, I appreciate you. Okay, I was taken. Why did you choose was? What is the reason? The reason is, look at this last week. All right, this last week. So due to this last week, we could clearly identify that here we are talking about the past completed action and the activity. Okay. Okay, the technician has not repaired the DVD recorder. Yes. The DVD recorder
Ma'am, was not prepared.
was not prepared. Why was not prepared? Okay, please, please, please see the main verb and the helping verb in the
Hasn't
active
been
sentence.
prepared.
If in the active voice has not, so you can't change the tense. You have to make the passive voice being in the same tense. ठीक है? So क्या होना चाहिए now? What do you think?
Hasn't
Been prepared.
Hasn't been prepared. You got it. ठीक है? All right. Don't worry about the mistakes you're making because you are learning. Okay, did Sue draw this circle? This is a question in passive voice. You know, simple past statement, second form of the verb, no helping verb. But when we change simple past tense into passive voice, we add was and were. So now I have already given you the hint. What do you think?
Was the circle drawn by Sue?
All right. Okay. Please tell me the name. Who was this girl?
Fatima.
Okay, Fatima. So Fatima is saying, was the circle drawn by? All right, the C option. Okay, so look at this. Yes, good job. This one is very nice. The decorator dash my house is being painted, is painted, is painting, has been painted. Yeah, this is a good question. What do you think?
painting my house.
Is
Sorry? Is
Is
painting,
painting, ma'am?
is painting or is being painted?
Is painting.
Is painting. All right. Achha, by the way, when you are saying the decorator is painting my house, we are saying this in active voice or in passive voice?
Active voice.
Active voice. So you see that this sentence is just to trigger your mind and check your understanding that if the subject is here, decorator, so definitely is painted, has been painted, or is being painted, ho hi nahi sakta. All right. So you see that all the previous examples were with the passive voice, and this one just pop up to check your understanding. You know. So very intelligent. Good. Video is getting too long. All right. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, dash by J.K. Rowling, were written, was written, written, or wrote. Which option is correct?
Were written.
Were written. Okay. Yes, excellent. Let me check. We can just. Okay, yes, this one. BMW cars, Desh in Germany, and this is Kazakh Republic. Yes,
Are made.
are made. Good, are made. Alright. Chalo, let's discuss this one. When my father came, lunch was being prepared by my mom. Lunch was being prepared by mom. All right. Because see, came. This is the first clause is in second, in past tense. So because the action was continue, but it is in the passive voice. Lunch. If there were any person's name or something like that, we would write it in active voice, but lunch itself is the object. Okay, now all right, so I think we are going to end the session today about active and passive voice.